time for me has come to ride this pig. Let's go! I can't go. Well, I can touch the ground, but barely. Wow, it feels so much bigger than the Himalayan.
That's because it is bigger than the Himalayan.
I feel like I'm in one of those little tiny cars. You know, those little like electric cars that, yeah, anyway.
Are you ready to ride the KLR650?
Is it ready? Is it ready? I'm ready.
Okay.
Oof. Well, I'm not on like my tiptoes, but I'm definitely on my toes on this bike. It feels like mounting a horse. Alrighty. Let's see if we can figure this out. Alrighty, we're in business. I'm seriously nervous about getting out of the driveway because this bike is a giant. I have to go tiptoe through the gravel here. All right, it's actually pretty smooth. Alrighty, and we are off. Maybe. Yeah, now we're off. Sweet, here we go. Well, first impressions, KLR650. Biggest bike I have ridden thus far is my Royal Enfield Himalayan. I think the seat height on the KLR is about, I don't know, maybe 3 inches higher or something than the Himalayan. I can barely touch the ground, so, and it is very obviously much more top heavy than the Himalayan, so I can't help but be a little nervous. So here we go, first little blip on the dirt here. It's actually, I mean, it feels smooth. It feels more powerful than the Himalayan, and it feels heavier. Like, you can definitely tell that this bike is heavier than the Himalayan. So I'm gonna call what's happening right now throttle forgiveness. I don't really know what you call it, but maybe that makes sense to you. It's just this feeling of like when you let off the gas, like it's not smooth when you let off the gas. Like it like slows down, and then when you like pick up on the throttle, it like goes. So that's different than the Himalayan. The Himalayan's really smooth in that respect. It's gonna take me a second to get used to that, honestly, because I'm like letting off the gas and I'm like feeling like I'm gonna flip over the front of the bike. Yeah, that's like really kind of annoying. That's gonna take some getting used to for sure. So another thing that this bike does not have that the Himalayan does have is I don't know what gear I'm in, and I know that that's like not that big of a deal, but it is annoying for me. I like to look down and know what gear I'm in, so bummer. Yeah, getting used to the size. My turn radius is definitely a little bigger than I'm used to. But yeah, you know what? I actually didn't expect to find anything that I liked better about this KLR than the Himalayan, but I gotta be honest, it's real comfortable. I absolutely love the comfy seat on the Himalayan. But this one's feeling pretty comfortable as well. I mean, time will tell. I've been on the bike for a whopping like 4.5 minutes right now, but what I'm liking is the position of the foot pegs in relation to the seat. I don't feel like squinched up at all. Like I'm really really comfortable. Just like it's easy to sit up straight. My knees aren't bent at a horrible angle or anything. So I like the positioning of the foot pegs in relation to the seat probably better than the Himalayan. This bike is really comfortable. Getting this hog on the highway now. Get up to maybe 60 miles an hour, see how she feels. I'll bet she's gonna be a smooth riding beast. That's what it's feeling like so far anyways. Wow, so when I'm like up on this bike and riding, I feel really comfortable. I mean, it's like a cruiser, you know. It's just I don't know, you can really feel when you're on a big bike. It's just a really solid feeling and powerful and heavy and whatnot. So it's just a little nerve-wracking when you're going slow and trying to make like slow turns and get out of the gravel driveway. I feel like if I were to tip this bike over, that's where it's gonna happen, is just like in a slow turn or something like that. You know, she actually handles around these corners pretty good. It's not much different feeling than anything else. The sound is different. The sound of this bike, it's less throaty sounding, if that makes sense. But we're gonna head up around a couple corners here and hit the dirt, and right before, or like maybe right when we hit the dirt, there is this sharp right hand turn. The road like literally does a 180, and I'm a little nervous about it because it's on the dirt, and every time we take this road, I'm always behind Dave, and when he's on this bike he's always like shifting down into like first gear, and he like, you can tell that he's like ready to like catch the bike if it starts to tip over. He's got like his feet kind of out a little bit, you know, so that makes me a little nervous, because me being behind him on the Himalayan, I'm like in second gear, like this is no big thing, you know, because I'm super close to the ground and whatnot. But this bike in slow speeds, like doing something, a maneuver like that, being top heavy as it is, I can tell it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'd have to say Big Bertha here definitely has a little more get up and go than the Himalayan. I can tell that for sure. Another thing I'm noticing as I go around these tighter turns is as I'm pulling out of the turn, the front end has a little bit of like sway, like side to side, that it does. I mean, it doesn't feel like I'm gonna like tip over or anything, but it's just something that I noticed that I haven't experienced before. All right, I quite enjoyed my little jaunt on the asphalt there, so I guess we'll see how she feels on the dirt. She's comfortable to stand up on. I think D-Rock switched out the foot pegs on the bike. I'm not sure though, but these are definitely some wider foot pegs. They're nice, really comfortable to stand up on, and I'm definitely not having to lean over at all. This bike is ginormous. So we'll see how she does for me on this dirt. This is a pretty hard packed dirt road. We do have a couple little sandy sections. We've done this ride multiple times. This is kind of like our little test ride, or just our ride when we want to get out for just like an hour or so. But it does have this little hairpin turn right up ahead that I'm nervous about. All right, here it comes. Here's my turn. Okay, this bike's top heavy, so I'm not going to stand up on this turn. I'm going to take a seat. I'm going to take it slow. I mean, we are going down into first gear slow, so we've got oncoming traffic too, so this is not good. All right, we made it through that. Actually, it's funny that just happened, because I've always thought around this corner, man, I hope there's like no oncoming traffic, because You have to take that turn wide in order to make it on any bike really without wrecking. But so that was a true test of my abilities on the KLR today. One thing I noticed when I'm standing up though is like he's got this tank bag on the bike and it is pushing me backwards. And between that and just like being pushed backwards by like the throttle, like it's uncomfortable. Like I feel like I'm being pushed too far backwards right now, so that's not awesome. There is so much traffic on this road today. What is the deal? I wonder if the highway's closed or something up ahead. Yeah, standing up on the bike's comfortable. She corners okay. I'm definitely not as comfortable on this bike as I am the Himalayan, and I don't think I ever would be, just simply because of the weight and like the high center of gravity on it. It's just top heavy. But I'm actually happily surprised with this ride today. I'm quite comfortable, and I mean, this bike I feel like could be an awesome cruiser bike. I wouldn't mind having this bike if I was just gonna do, you know, mainly riding like this and asphalt riding. I mean, it's got enough power. It's real comfortable. So I just wouldn't want to get into any kind of crazy off-roading on this thing. I have a hard enough time picking up the Himalayan, as you've seen from a couple videos ago. Let's get her upright. I think this one will be a little easier than the last time, although I am still inclined. Oh. I swear I've picked this bike up before. It like feels like I've never even done it. So this bike's heavier than that, and I'm sure I'd be dropping it more often. So anyway, but yeah, I'm enjoying the ride today, that's for sure. Oof. That went much smoother than it looked like it was gonna go. I thought I was gonna lose her there for sure. Nah, the sand is nothing. It's like almost like riding on hard packed, because it's just tacky. You just stick to it. Man, I have gotten more of an adventure on the KLR today though than I had anticipated. I had to pass the car on the dreaded hairpin turn uphill and we just went through a pretty muddy section that I didn't expect, and the bike did absolutely nothing. Like no back and forth sway. I didn't almost lose it. Nothing. So that's cool. She climbs nice. Got plenty of power. I've gone from enjoying my ride to like, I'm having fun. Like, this is not at all what I expected, folks. Like, I never really wanted to ride the KLR. It just seems like this big burly machine, and I like something small and agile that I can just, I don't know, do what I want on and not get into too much trouble and not have to worry about things. But this bike it's pretty great. Like, I'm actually having a good time. The power is noticeably more powerful than the Himalayan. All right, I got a special treat for you coming up. Not right here. Wait for it, wait for it. Stay tuned.
Jen, if you ride a KLR650, you have to be able to pick it up. Are you ready?
Surprise! This is my surprise. I'm gonna try to pick it up. We'll see how it goes. All right.
Use your legs. Nicely done.
That's not too much harder than the Himalayan.
Sweet.
Oh, sweet triumph. A little winded. That's a heavy beast. I did it though. Did it.
Nicely done.
I don't think I could do this one upside down in a ditch though.
Yeah, that's a pig, man, for sure. Well, you ready to take it on the highway?
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta get the hog turned around. All right, I think I can ride her forward now. If I can mount this Clydesdale. We're sinking into the dirt good. Good night. That is a beast. All right, we'll see if we can get her to turn around. Not gonna lie, it's just unnerving because just on a slight incline out here, like I get going slow, I can't put my foot on the ground. Oof, that's a problem. I'll go right over. Well, that wasn't so bad. I'm a little winded. We'll see how she does at 70 miles an hour on the highway. Man, that was a pretty fun little jaunt on the dirt. So, I have enjoyed both the asphalt and the dirt today. I'm gonna take her up here on the highway and get up to highway speeds. I think I only got up to like 55 coming out here because, I mean, I think the speed limit's 50, so. But we've got a 65er up ahead, so you know what? I've done my 0 to 60 count test on the XT250 and the Himalayan. I think the XT250 hit 0 to 60 in 11 seconds. And mind you, I'm counting in my head, so I don't know how accurate that is. But it took the Himalayan like 17 seconds. She's not a fast one. Comfortable, totally capable bike, but not a quick one. So, I'm gonna do it on the KLR. All right, 0 to 60, here we I killed it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that was 11 seconds, but honestly I could have gotten there faster. I kind of blew it. I'll bet the 0 to 60 on this bike is more like 9 seconds. So it's a fast one. I mean, it's not fast though, you know. But it's faster than the Himalayan. So yeah, this bike's got no problem maintaining highway speeds. 65, 66. Pretty sturdy feeling. Nice windshield, keeping that wind off my chest. It is windy too. Yeah, up to 70. Feels good. Man, that was a comfortable ride, I gotta say. Big Bertha here though is a big girl bike, or a big boy bike. She's not messing around. She's big, heavy. So I guess I could tell you if I would recommend her for a beginner bike. Probably not, honestly. This bike might have talked me right out of riding. It's just it's heavy, and it doesn't have that total stable feeling that I've had on the Himalayan. It's just, you can tell it's top heavy and whatnot, but it could work fine for a beginner bike. I wouldn't recommend being out off-roading in crazy stuff where you're gonna have to pick up the bike a lot of times, but but it could work. Alright, I'm trying to think of my key points today to kind of sum up my ride for you and my impressions of the KLR650. I think I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I'm very comfortable. I love the positioning of the foot pegs in relation to the seat. I feel a lot more stretched out. I think I could ride for a long time like this. The seat still feels comfortable. I commented that at the start of the ride, and I've been riding now for, I don't know, a little over an hour. Granted, I was standing up quite a bit at a time, but my butt feels just fine. It's a pretty comfortable bike. I love the power. I do love the extra power that this bike has over the Himalayan. I know that a lot of people comment about the KLR not being a very fast bike. I guess it kind of has a hard time up over about 65, but I didn't really take it too much faster than that today, so I didn't really notice that. I did notice the power though, just going from first, second, third, you know, fourth gear, whatever. It's got quite a bit more power. Something that drove me absolutely nuts today though was what I talked about before, was the throttle forgiveness, the term that I just made up. Yeah, I don't like that. I let off the gas and I just lurch forward, and then I mean, when I push on the gas I don't lurch back. That's the power thing that I actually like, but when I let off the gas I really lurch forward, and that was especially annoying when I was trying to get out of that spot when I was like turning around. Because I was already like a little unstable, you know, the ground, the terrain was not flat and even, so I was trying to keep my feet on the ground and just do a bunch of stuff at once, and that the throttle forgiveness did not help, or the lack thereof, I guess I should say. But I was really impressed with the comfort of the bike, and the fact that it's top heavy and whatnot was not even noticeable while I was riding. It's just when you slow down, you know, and you have to put your feet down and stuff, and then you notice that the bike's just not as stable and easy to keep upright. So would I own one? Probably. I mean, certainly wouldn't turn it down if somebody gave me one. But I've got to say the next bike on my list is hopefully the Himalayan 450. It's supposed to have quite a bit more power and be a lighter bike, so hopefully that's in the pipeline for me. But gotta say I was a lot more impressed with the KLR650 today than I expected to be. So I hope Dave lets me ride it a few more times. This is a great bike. I just have to add one little tidbit here that I just noticed I'm finding myself doing. When I'm riding in traffic here, I feel as big as the cars, and I am finding myself not being as cautious as I normally am. Normally I kind of treat like every car like it's out to get me. So but yeah, I'm just cruising along here and it's just so comfortable, and I feel so big that I'm like not even, you know, treating every bike or every car like it's out to get me. So that's not necessarily a good thing. So something to note there. You're still on a motorcycle, Jen. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It really helps us out. We have a lot more adventures to come. We've got some new bikes coming our way hopefully soon, so stay tuned for that. We will see you next time. Jen out. Adios.